This one's for the culture. Me and wifey in the room thinking of a master plan, thinking how we can influence the culture from where we stand. Knowing that our steps are ordered by the master's hand, still 10 toes down, we ain't switching up the stance. The mission of this music ain't just to make them dance, trying to tell them about the rock.
So if I get arrested, if I say the wrong word on air, like what is it going to dictate for me to get fired? And thus, he said that towards the end of their Spotify deal, he was trying to get fired because they would have made more money getting fired.
Yeah.
Rory and Mal's fault here, I think there's a number, but one of the biggest faults is they said we want access to accounting. And they keep complaining about the accounting they got in the body of the email or the accounting they got on the spreadsheet. You got to litigate that. You need to explain and have it broken out how you want your accounting set up. Because technically, they gave you accounting. If you don't like the way it looks or you think that there's more to it,
then you're not asking for accounting, you're asking for an audit.
You're asking for an audit, or you should have been more explicit in what, do you want just the podcast accounting? Do you want the tour? Like, you need to be very specific when it comes to stuff like that, and you should have had that written into your contract. And the lawyer that negotiated that between the two of y'all, he failed y'all. He didn't give you that insight, and maybe you guys will say because, well, it was our friend. We would have thought that when we asked for accounting, we would have got this. When you start asking your friend for accounting, they're probably going to feel a certain type of way.
For sure. And then, I think, because obviously, one, Mal's a lame for blocking me on Instagram. He is the ultimate lame. Like, who am I? And not to put it like that, but who am I? So he blocked me because on a commenter on one of his posts, they said something about how friendship is what is the respect, and friendship is what's really going on between these two, the three of them. And Mal and Rory have been upfront and super transparent from the very beginning. And I'm like, what podcast have you been watching? Rory, before the disappearance and them not being on the podcast, Rory would literally sit there and talk about how much he hates podcasting, how he wants to fight Joe Budden. And fine, you guys joke about that in your off time, whatever. But me I'm not like I haven't watched every episode. But the episodes that I do watch, like, it is aggression. You come into the office, you don't want to talk about your life on a podcast. You are threatening to beat up your boss, or inviting your boss to your hands on a regular basis.
Just really quickly about that, and I don't want you to lose your point.
No, yeah.
When you have friends with someone, there are times when times are good, and when you're in a relationship with someone, there's certain things you can say and joke about.
Yeah.
When things are good. When there's known animosity and friction, certain things you can't still say.
Yeah.
Like, me and her, we've had conversations. We'll joke around like, you don't want to see me or something like that, and it's joking. If we're in the middle of an argument and I say, see me right now, that ain't the same thing.
It's not.
So when you know behind the scenes that you three have a real issue, and you repeatedly...
That people will literally fight over.
That people... money? What? People have died over money.
Facts.
Many times. And so when I know that you think I'm robbing you or stealing from you when I've given you a raise and I paid you when we weren't making any money, and now you're trying to accuse me of stealing from you, and on air in front of the people, this is my organization, my multi-million-dollar business, and they know what's going on behind the scenes as well. And in that moment, you are inviting me to fight you.
The audacity.
Multiple times. This wasn't a one-off.
No.
Multiple times.
And I remember because, like, you play the podcast when we're just in here or whatever, and, like, I'll be upstairs doing something, and I'll stop and listen. I'm like, why is Rory so mad? Like, really, what's going on with him that he's so upset? Like, did his girlfriend leave? I mean, and he did. Like, he went through a breakup with his fiance. Like, he's had a bunch of stuff going on in his life.
Self-inflicted.
A lot of it. And it's all spewing into the podcast. And then Maul is sitting here way too cool for school. Like, I'm in here, I'm on my phone. Like, I'll chime in when I really got something to say, but otherwise I'm gonna sit here and drink my juice. Like, I didn't understand it. So when Ice and Ish came out, I was like, oh, bet. At least these, like, I don't like Ice's opinion about pretty much anything, I think, music-wise. But other than that,
around Cole.
he was still whack for what he said about J. Cole. Really?